I'm a hunter. I have been since my father first took me. He taught me his love for the wilderness and for nature. And he taught me that everything we hunted and fished for, we had to eat. That's what made it ethical. Hi, my name is George Faison. I'm also a gun owner. I own 7. And although I'm a gun owner, I'm not a member of the NRA. They don't speak for me. In fact, the NRA doesn't speak for the vast majority of gun owners or hunters in this country. Unfortunately, Congress sides with the NRA. $55 million in campaign contributions has a way of doing that. But we can make a difference. I'm tired of seeing our churches, our schools, our workplaces become killing fields. And I think we can stop this carnage. There's 6 common sense things that I think that my fellow gun-owning Americans will agree will keep our country safer while preserving our right to bear arms. The first is universal background checks. Makes no sense that people convicted of domestic violence who have been found to be mentally ill or who are on a domestic terrorist do not fly list to be able to purchase guns. So we're talking about all sales, including the internet, including gun shows, and private purchases. Second thing we need to do is to ban assault weapons, bump stocks, and high-volume magazine clips for ammunition. In 1990, the state of New Jersey banned assault weapons. And from 1994 to 2004, assault weapons were banned in the United States. It did not impact hunting one bit. It did cut down the number of mass killings by 2/3. I am proud that my father taught me to be an ethical hunter, and by that he meant one shot. I did that then, and I do it today, and I've taught that to my children as well. AR-15s were made to kill humans efficiently. I don't need one to hunt. The third fix is mandatory buybacks. Now, if we're going to ban assault weapons and bump stocks and magazine clips, it's only fair that we reimburse the people that own them at fair value. These types of buybacks have been conducted in countries, states, and cities, and they've worked. In 1996 in Australia, they conducted such a buyback after implementing a ban in response to a killing of 35 people by an assault rifle. Prior to that, there'd been 10 such killings in Australia. Since 1996, there's been none. Many cities in our country have conducted buybacks very successfully. Seattle, St. Louis, and here in Newark. They were funded sometimes by local governments, congregations, or charities. But they work. The fourth fix is safer guns. While mass killings receive a tremendous amount of publicity, the real tragedy is what's happening in our homes with accidents and suicides. All too frequently, guns are misstored and fall into the hands of children or depressed individuals. They would not normally have access to a gun or even think of it, but because it's there and it's improperly stored, they take advantage of it or they accidentally discharge it. In the state of New Jersey, trigger locks are provided with every gun sold. Other states, particularly Massachusetts, require separations of guns from ammunition and that they be locked in safes. There's also technology that we could use to make guns safer. We have fingerprint recognition technology for our phones. They can be applied to guns, especially handguns. So by having trigger locks in place, storing our weapons separately from ammo, and incorporating smart technologies, we could prevent a lot of the home tragedies. The fifth fix is safety training. Every hunter in every state, in order to get a hunting license, has to take a hunter safety course. We do the same thing for driver's licenses. In order to get one, an instructor has to verify that you know how to drive the car. Guns are cars. If we don't know how to use them, they're dangerous. The sixth fix is vigilance. We need to be mindful that these interest groups and lobbyists are going to try to undermine the steps we've taken to improve our safety. An example is CCR, Concealed Carry Reciprocity. This is a bill that allows a person who may have purchased a weapon in a state with no regulations, no background checks, no training requirements whatsoever to carry that weapon into a state that does, rendering the citizens of that state less safe. So we need to be mindful that legislation like this is going to come up, and it may not be in our interests as a society. So vigilance is a very important part. So these are my 6 fixes. Universal background checks. We can keep guns out of the hands of people that shouldn't have them. Ban assault weapons, bump stocks, high-volume magazine clips. They're not hunting weapons. They're weapons of war. Buybacks at full value. It's only fair to those who had them that we reimburse them for their expense. Smarter, safer guns. The technology exists. Let's use it. Safety training. We obligate people to take safety training for driving a car or even getting a hunting license. And last, vigilance. We know that the interest groups and the lobbyists are going to come after these fixes and try and roll them back sometime in the future. We have to be ready for that. We have to be ready to protect ourselves from what they think we need as opposed to what we know is right. It's time to protect our children, our neighbors, and our coworkers. We can make this country safe again.